Join the family, join the wave. It's the Beyond family, y'all. It's your boy KJ, and I'm back at it with another video. Yeah, y'all. It's your boy. I'm gonna turn this way. I'm gonna be on this side. Yeah, you. Uh-huh. Do you know what this video gonna be about? Nah. Well, maybe you do, because you can read, can't you? But yes, this video is going to be about Emmett Till. Hey, Emmett Till. Why am I so hyped? Because if you don't know, then now you know. Finna know, you need to know. But yes, Emmett Till was a 14-year-old African-American born in Chicago who was killed in Mississippi, Money, Mississippi. And probably a few other names by now. But yes, he was killed in Money, Mississippi. In 1955, he was, they say back in the day, he was lynched. But lynch means a lot of things. He was mutilated and shot. And if you haven't seen any of the documentaries on him, you need to. I personally haven't seen all of them. I seen a little segment, that they had on news where they talked about him and the people who were back then talked and discussed. But I just recently watched Women of the Movement. If you haven't seen it, come on ABC, and it's also on Hulu. And, if you got like a Fire Stick or something, you might be able to see other stuff. But yeah, so Women of the Movement is basically the story of Emmett Till told from his mother's, pretty much his mother's point of view and everything, and how she pretty much started the movement into just getting justice for her son. And of course, it's sad. It really is. Like, it's totally crazy. The fact that black people have to go through that, and then the fact that he was 14. And basically, I forgot to say the whole reason why he was killed. He was killed for supposedly flirting and whistling at a white woman. And she's not even that cute. Like, let me pull y'all up. Y'all know back in the day, they were not that cute at all. So this is Emmett Till, y'all. Hey. Hey, Emmett Till, say hey. This is a picture of Emmett Till and how he looked after they did what they did to him. For y'all that don't know and that y'all have seen, yes, that is how he looked. It's exactly. And, just chilling. There's a picture of Emmett Till, him and his mother, and, get that screen. And also him again. But let me go to that ugly white woman that lied on my boy. That lied on him. And y'all know what I mean, lied about, because if you watch the story on Hulu, 6 episodes by an hour long each, by 40-something minutes to an hour, give or take. But yeah, that ugly. Helpful. Helpful. Ugly, ain't she? Even the kids, ugly. Well, they were cute. I ain't gonna lie about the kids. The kids, they were really precious. But still, that whole ugly. Like, you really could have picked somebody with a better nose. Like, come on now. But yes, Emmett Till was killed because of her. And, in the TV show, it make it seem like she ain't say nothing, but she said something, because who else would have known when her husband came in the house like, oh, you out here flirting with a Chicago Negro. And I would have nipped it in the bud then, like bravery. Like, and she felt so, even at the end of the show, like in the movie, they still said, I often say what, like a few years later, obviously, she retracted her statement saying it was false and all that. You should have did that back when the trial was going on, so your husband and the other man and all them other folks involved could have went to jail, and whatever could have happened to them, and justice would have been served. Like, you want to sit here and wait years later, you mad at this, you mad at that. And you can just watch her throughout the whole series. It's just like, bro, like, but, no. So, yes. A little fun facts. He was born July 25th, 1941. He died August 28th, 1955. And it was a learning experience for me because I didn't know much on Emmett Till. Like, I looked him up back in the day when I was in school, and I heard, when I heard of it or learned about it and stuff, and I just wanted to be like, dang, like Mississippi, this brutal. Like, of course, as a kid, you don't know how bad like it was for black people. Like, you're not taught that, so it's just like, dang, Mississippi was that bad? When you really start learning, you growing in school and stuff, you start really learning that the South is just as racist, as backwards, backwooded, just disgusting. Like, it's grown sense, but yeah. Shoot, Mississippi, Alabama still got towns, sundown towns. And if for y'all that don't know what that is, basically towns where if you not the color white, baby, you better not be seen walking around, driving around, whatever, and it's after sunset. Baby, they will kill you. Ask Oprah. That's why she don't come to Mississippi no more either. After she called us the fattest state, she got threatened before because she drove through. I can't remember what city. Mississippi got so many small towns. A snake may shed its skin, but it's still a snake. The South is still a snake, for sure. Because, baby, these Confederate people down here just as backwards and as gross as ever still. But now, back to Emmett Till while I'm dilly-dallying. Sorry. But yes, Emmett Till was a 14-year-old boy from Chicago who came down to visit his uncle and family here in Mississippi. And during his stay, in the TV show, it was a bet that he couldn't go and get the white lady number in the store and everything. So he was like, sure. I talk to white folks all the time, I go to school with them and everything or whatever. And so he went in, talked to the lady. Well, he bought some. He was just staring and smiling. And, at first you don't hear what happened. But she talks about it. And she basically, she says that he came in, basically, I ain't gonna say pretend about something, but, go back to the register. And that he asked her for her... He asked her on a date and everything. Of course, she said no, yada, yada, get out the store, blah, blah, blah. And by the time, I would say he could really, from assuming by the time he could either respond back to her or something, the other boy another boy that was watching the whole time came in and took him away. So when he leaves out the store, the other boy's like, oh, you bet you ain't do it, you ain't get it, yada, yada. And then he turns around and say goodbye to her. She runs out, she storms out the store, go to the car, get a pistol, they take off running, yada, yada, and then boom. So in the middle of the night, two men knock on the house door, and the uncle answers the door. They looking for the Chicago Negro and everything. And it was like, where's Chicago Negro at? And, the uncle tries as much to save him and, sidetrack them and everything. He was like, I don't know. Yeah, he take him to several rooms. And they finally take him to a room where Emmett Till and his cousin sleeping. And they wake him up, tell him put on some clothes. He tried to put on his socks and everything. You ain't gonna need those. Just put on your shoes. Okay. I kid you not. I'm sorry. You would have had to have killed me before you dragged any child up out of my house. I don't care. Like, back then, like, I understand, he got sons and a family and a wife to protect, but at the end of the day, Emmett Till was your responsibility. I'm not mad at the uncle. It's just, again, that's the lifestyle of being terrified of white people. That's what he's grown up. That's what he's used to. It takes courage to stand up. It takes a lot to stand up in this net. But at the end of the day, that is your family, that is your blood, that is these men is coming in the middle of the night. That boy is not coming back. You had to have known that boy was not coming back. I don't care. It's take me with you too. Like, you not taking this boy without taking me or whatever. Like, whatever you need to do it right here. Like, you not finna drive off with him. I'm sorry. That's just me. People be like, you don't know a situation until you put yourself in it. At the end of the day, I don't care. When it comes to kids, I'm the same way. Like, for instance, it was this little white boy, when I was in the outlet mall a few weeks back. And he was with some, I guess, some other siblings and another older lady and everything. It was a white man. I don't know if the white man was somewhere kin to them or knew him or whatever, but he was passing them candy. And so I seen, when I was leaving and everything, I seen that same white man just standing outside of an H&M, and the little boy came out, and he was holding candy and stuff. So I don't know if he knew the white boy, because it's just like the white boy was by himself. And I'm just kind of like watching alert, and then I'm finna actually really go into, like, I started walking. I just kind of minded my business. Then I came back. I'm finna go ask this little white boy, do you know him? Because if you don't, then you need to go back to your guardian and your family and stuff. Because it's just like getting candy from strangers. But obviously, he must have, because if he went missing or whatever, baby, I sure ain't heard. Because when white folks go missing and children get kidnapped, oh, baby, it's public announcement, flash alert, Amber alert every 5 seconds. It is what it is. So they took the boy, they shoved him in the back of the truck and everything. And, before they put him in the truck in the show, they had brought him to the front of the truck and was like, is this him? And then you heard that little heifer say yes. And then they pushed him in the back of the trunk, and push him down. And there are like 2 and 3 other black people with them and everything. And it's just like, from the family members and wives and stuff about those black people, they was like, if they were involved, then they had something on them. I'm just sorry. You really would have to kill me before I sit here and let you do something to this boy and I not protect him. And that's really what a lot of like black people, the witnesses and stuff, was like, they wanted to help, but they just didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to help. Pick up something big and run in there and knock them all down. If they is not the color of you, grab a chain, grab a whip, grab a pitchfork, knife, something, a pile of dirt, some cotton out there, and start throwing, beating, whatever. Like, this is a little boy. Like, come on. Obviously, he didn't know better. And then 2, he didn't even whistle at the girl. Like, I mean, from, like I said, it's been a while since I've seen, but just with that show just prior, that's really why I'm talking about it. Just with that show prior, you don't even know if he was the one that whistled. You can't even tell. She didn't even know. Your back was turned, so how do you know he was the one that whistled? Just because he was the one that flirted with you and tried to get your number and stuff, you could just turn the other cheek, like, black boy. Girl, you know you wanted some black meat anyway. Like, these folks, like, white folk back then and now still love punani. I'm going to say, like, black punani and black meat. Like, I'm sorry. It's pretty much proven the fact that, where mixed people come from. If you half white, half black. Back in the day, slave owners used to, Mouser used to take, several black women and rape them, or he'll have his favorite make babies with them. The wives do the same thing. She have her black side piece mandingo out there, and then he would get jealous and kill him. Like, shoot, it's still the 50s and y'all picking cotton for a living? Baby, no. And then, like, some people was like, I mean, that's another thing where, like, they stayed to make a living in the South. But even though they had, they knew the reality of how they was going to be living, it's just staying there. But it's staying there, but making a difference. That's all it is. So with his mamas, she wasn't going for that. Because the police and everybody, they was talking about burying him right now, because ain't nobody finna move him to Chicago. But I bet you they did. They got their body to Chicago, and they was like, it was a pack. The doctor who did, or what they call, the mortician or whoever that prepped the bodies and everything. Basically, the doctor or whatever that prepped the body to be transported to Chicago, he made them promise him that the mama wouldn't open the casket. Because no woman should see their child like that, this and that, yada, yada, all them excuses. Okay, bro, at the end of the day, y'all should have known that woman was going. She opened the casket. She seen what they did. Boom, sparked the whole movement. She want justice for her son. So now, she like publicized, I mean, as y'all can read into, she publicized his funeral. Like, She had pictures taken of how he looked it before the morgue person. I cannot think of the coroner. All them people. She had them take pictures of before and after. And really, she wanted her son left like how he was. Like how he was found, that's how y'all about to look at him. Like, I want y'all to really see what my son was put through, how they treated him and how they did him. But, of course, before the funeral, he did his job. He was like, look, I couldn't leave your son like that. Like, I want people to see what they did to your son, but give them a little comfort, basically. Because they honestly would not have been ready for what he looked like beforehand, you know. That picture I showed you in the beginning, like how the way he looked, that's just after of as much of what he could do in the time frame he did it. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how much better he could have gotten them, but even if he had more time, but yeah. So, had the funeral, they opened up the case, got a jury, and then they were tried. Of course, it wasn't going to go our way. Why would it? That was going to change too much of their regular lifestyle down there. But it sparked enough to go ahead and, you know, be like, yeah, we finna really spark a movement for real. Like, the South has to change. And she didn't really want her son to be a martyr. Like, she just wanted justice for her son. She just wanted him back home. She just wanted people to know that this is what they're doing to black people in Mississippi, and I'm not going to stand for it. And so, like, she loved being in the spotlight. Like, she loved doing that. So, obviously, the series is about him. But the first episode, like I said, six to 8 episodes. But the first episode, of course, is about him, his birth, him coming up, what happened to him, his death. Boom. And then after that, it's just the mama playing along, you know, doing her job, trying to figure out everything. And then in the end of the whole thing, it showed exactly what happened to him after he was kidnapped from, speaking of the kidnap, after he was kidnapped from the house. How were they charged? How were they found guilty of murder and tried and charged? But this is another thing how you knew that these folks, they ain't really care. They weren't just on that boy's side and everything. And it's crazy too. They say a child. They put in the headlines a child this, a child that, yada yada. But during the whole time during the trial, they would not call him a child or a boy for that. They kept saying a man. How is a 14-year-old a man? And then 2, they made him seem so cold. Like, they was like, I beat him, I punched him, I kicked him, we this, we that. And he didn't flinch. He was like, he stood up wanting more, this, and that. And it's crazy, because like I say, in the end, like, they telling the story, but not the full story to the Times or whoever it was that was going to release their story to be paid and everything. But of course, even if they tell the truth, they can't be retried because that's part of the law. Only if, you know, they can incriminate other people if they was to say names and stuff, and those people can be tried and, you know, tested, whatever. But yeah, I forget the only way that they can be tried for the same murder or everything is like if like new evidence and, you know, if I forget what it is direct, but if something happened, because even after the trial, after a jury finds you not guilty, you can stand up right after and say, ha, I did it, I'm guilty, yada yada this, and they can't do nothing about it. But who would do that? But yeah, so going back to this, so with the murder, they were tried and found guilty. But with kidnapping, even though everybody said they kidnapped them boys, obviously the whole reason this all got started because they kidnapped. They took this boy from his family's house and drove off. They even admitted to that. And then they even admitted to taking him, proving that he's not the right person, and they let him go. But yet the jury found them not guilty of kidnapping. How were they not? That's that and not that. So, but yeah, it's really crazy. Like, honestly, it's really crazy. And this goes into play a part of we really need to stand together and band together, especially for our children's sakes. Like, because at the end of the day, a parent has lived their life. It's up to the parent or guardian to protect their child by any means necessary. You have, I mean, yeah, if you not around, then who gonna raise? But I mean, again, you have other family, you have guardians, you have what this that by any means necessary. So if you love your child or whatever, protect that child by any means necessary. I never understood what was so hard about that. If you lay and like I'm not even just saying like lay down, but cause like he had other kids, so it's like if that child is in your custody, treat that child as if they're your own, like, cause that's just like with my job. I got minors, and then one minor doesn't get picked up till it be minutes later. Like, okay, their schedule says 8:30. They parents not coming to 8:30, but we leave about there by 8 o'clock, 8:05, 8:10, 8:15. Where your parents at? Oh, they're on the way. They're not gonna be here till about 8:30. Why? Cause that's what's. And then they got in trouble for tell them to come sooner, but we didn't get. It's a job. Like, baby, you never know exactly when. Just because their schedule says this, I couldn't get the words out. But yeah, y'all kind of know where I'm flowing with it. But yeah, so like, okay, well, get in the car with me because obviously you're my responsibility at this point. If something happens to you, then that's on me. That could be my job or whatever. Or your parents do say this and say that about me. And so no, I'm not leaving until you get in the car and you're safely with whoever you're supposed to be with. And at the end of the day, that's that. So yeah, like I said, I go back. I'm gonna fight hard for the kids. But yeah. So what they call him? Bobo. So Bobo, this is the story of Emmett Bobo Till, or Emmett Lewis Bobo Till, however you want to put it. But yeah, that's just a little something on him. Of course, y'all can look him up and go deeper into, everything and just knowing stuff. But I just wanted to put out just the hearsay of everything. And it's crazy too, because back then, just watching the whole series, they had literally, these men were able to walk free. Like, they weren't locked up until everything ended. These men was leaving with the sheriff, going to dinner. They had their wives next to them, hugging and kissing, this and that. It's just like the disrespect they had back then. It's just like, this is still a court law. And then for that ugly hoe, that ugly heifer, to get on the stand and lie some more about this boy was gonna rape her, and he grabbed her up, and this, and that. And he's 14. I ain't gonna say he ain't look about that strong to be doing all that. He ain't even seem like the type of person. And then, first of all, for a mother to sit there and listen to a child that she raised, like, and then that's nothing. Emmett Till had problems since birth, so he was already, like, they was trying to take, it was something that he had that they was like, he's gonna need to stay in the hospital longer, and then once he's good, he's gonna have to go to a home or another hospital, basically, to where they can, treat him and this and that. And she basically like, no. She like, she was like, can I hold him and everything? And it was like, yeah, we'll be back in a few hours or whatnot. And she was like, you see this, baby? You not even fully in the world yet. They already trying to take you from you. And then look, 14 years later, they really took her. They took your baby from her. There was nothing they were trying to turn against her. Did you not warn your son, this and that? Of course I'm going to warn my child. Yes, I warned him because I know how y'all are down there. I want him to know you are not going to get the same luxury lifestyle from the North in the South at this time. Cause they love saying, ooh, that nigga know right there, know she talk funny, or she talk a little weird or dress different, this and that. Duh, y'all don't know that by now. Like, I mean, the North is better, the South is, at the time the North was better, the South was just trailer trash. But nah, other than that, and the way he died, like, he was beat twice, beat with some hands, beat with a whip, shot in the head, and then dumped in a river. and nobody know what happened. Nobody want to speak up. Nobody want to do this. So of course I'ma drag this whole state. I would have been burning bridges, roads, trees, houses, courtrooms, cars. Literally, I would have been burning shit. I would have. Because y'all gon' remember Emmett Till. Y'all gon' remember the Till family at the end of the day. Y'all gon' remember Mamie and Emmett Till. You gon' know our names because our names are gonna be burned into our memory. Just like that. Literally. Burn into your memory. Because y'all ain't gonna have no way of living without. Mississippi would have been dust. I'm trying to tell you. Mississippi or whatever state. If any in the future, if any of my child would take it from me, like in a sense of that wasn't God's intention for my child to go yet. Consequences, baby. Y'all will have to put a bullet or whatever in me if that was my child. Cause I would have took the whole state for everything they had. But I didn't talk enough because, child, yeah. Like I said, I love history. I love, and giving people knowledge and speaking on stuff and just talking about it. Thank y'all for listening. I love y'all. Beyond family, y'all keep commenting. Hashtag Beyond Gang. Hashtag Beyond Family. Hashtag Black History Month at this moment. And let's just keep them comments rolling. Y'all comment whatever y'all want, to be honest with you. What you want me to do, what you want me to talk about next, what you want to hear. Talk about how nappy I look right now. But yes, I love y'all. Keep liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing. If you're new to this page, of course, hit that hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for the post notifications to let y'all know when I post that next video. Beyond family, to infinity and beyond.